Hey, what's going on, guys? Aaron Goldstein here. So in this video, in this message conversation breakdown, this is a little different. This is going to be a little different than the other ones. And I want to give you a little warning first. So I'm going to share with you a new way you can use to literally go out there and get phones and find phones. So in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, I don't know if you've read that book or not. I've read it a couple times. The first habit is being proactive. They say that all successful people are proactive, very proactive. And what proactive means is it means you take charge of your life. If there's something you're not happy with, instead of blaming other people, blaming outside circumstances, you turn to yourself and you say, what can I do to fix this problem? Because if you blame outside circumstances, you lose all your power, because it's now the outside circumstances' job to fix the problem. Right? You know, you say, oh, I can't find a good guy, boyfriend or girlfriend because all the good ones are taken. Okay? That's like not being proactive because you're blaming outside circumstances. Being proactive is like, hold on now. There's got to be at least one person in my area I find attractive if we were going to relate this to dating. So what can I do to go out there and attract that person? Maybe I can start going to events. Maybe I can download some dating apps, right? Maybe I can, if I sit at home and watch Netflix all day, maybe getting out of the house might help me, meet people and eventually attract someone. I got a friend of mine, and she was like, yeah, Aaron, I can't ever find any guys to date. But then she was like always watching TV at home, and she never ever left the house. I'm like, well, it's your life. You can definitely do what you want, but maybe if you got out there a little bit, you might find some people. So that's called being proactive, taking charge of your life. So you say, Aaron, this is not a dating video. And guys, let me tell you, I know a lot more about phone flipping, right? I'm all about the phone flipping, right? I'm definitely not a dating expert or anything. But how it relates to phone flipping is sometimes it's kind of slow. Sometimes you have slow days. So what I will do when I have slow days is I will go out there and I will go hunting for deals. So I will go on the apps. I will literally go on LetGo. I'll go on OfferUp. I'll go on Facebook Marketplace. I'll go on Craigslist. And I will start looking for phones, and I will start messaging people and making lowball offers on phones. I'm sorry about that. There, you might hear a ding. I forgot to turn it off. I don't know. So this is a very proactive approach. It's very proactive, too. Everything we're doing is proactive, right? We're putting up ads. But sometimes, guys, you're going to have busy days. Sometimes you're going to have slow days. So if the day's kind of slow, or if I just want to get another phone, I literally will go on the apps, and I will search. Usually what I do is I'll open up OfferUp, and I'll search it for the newer phones. I start searching for the newer phones, because as we know, you can pay a higher percentage on the newer phones. They get more money. You can usually make more money. It's a win-win. So I search iPhone X, and then Samsung S9 Plus. And then iPhone 8 Plus, right? And if you're watching this video, and let's say the iPhone, I don't know, the newer phones out, I start searching by the newer popular phones. I kind of work my way down. And if I'm on it, guys, I will usually get about one phone a day just doing this. There's this girl, Angela. She bought, I don't know if she got the script, what she got. I just have one program now, but before I had like smaller packages. She got one package, I forgot what it was. She was having issues getting her ads to stick, so we were working through that. As we were working through it, she spent the whole week just messaging people and kind of making offers on phones, and she made more money in a week without any ads up. Just making offer on people's phones from these apps and these resources, she made more money doing that than she did at her full-time job. So this works. The other thing I should tell you is, you do this is a strategy you use when you need to use it to hit your goals. My goals, guys, at the time of making this video, I'm actually I'm getting real close to doing about 50 grand in the last 31 days. So I do this full time. This is my full-time thing. I eat, sleep, and breathe it. If your goal is, you're saying, Aaron, I don't want to do this every day. I mean, I spend every day getting phones now, guys. If you're like, Aaron, I just want to do this 10 hours a week, and I just want to make an extra, $500 a week, then I would say you might, maybe you'll do this, but to do that, you'll probably just need to put up really good Craigslist ads, maybe post, and maybe an app, I feel, Craigslist ads, and maybe using one app, or Marketplace, or just one of those things, combine that, and getting kind of good at closing, that's probably all you need. So just because I do this, full out, all day long, 24/7. And I spend time doing other stuff, but I'm always kind of checking the stuff now. And sometimes I take little breaks, but it's kind of what I do. I mean, I'm doing 30 plus hours. To be honest with you guys, now I'm doing about 40 plus hours a week with this. This is what I do, but this is a strategy you can use. So if it's slow or you need to hit some numbers or you want to make some money, you can use this strategy. Now the strategy is to go to the different apps and start looking for different phones, and then you kind of start, you're going to start making offers. So the conversation I'm going to show you is a conversation of someone on LetGo who had a phone, and I reached out to them, and this is the conversation. The conversation is a little bit different because when they're messaging you, they know that you buy phones, and they're reaching out to you to sell a phone. When they're selling their phone, you're reaching out to them, and you're actually in a little bit better positioning when they reach out to you, which is why ads is like the best thing. But this still works as well. I mean, like I said, guys, when I'm on it, I can usually get about a phone a day reaching out to people. Because think about it, if you make offers on all the phones and on all the platforms every day, there's a chance you think you might be able to get one phone a day doing that if you were to just do that. So you'll notice that I'm going to follow the script, but I'm going to word it a little bit differently because I'm reaching out to them. And I'm going to walk you through step by step what I'm doing. This conversation took 2 days, and I eventually closed it. So let's go ahead and look at it. So this is on the LetGo, as you can see. So he says, "Hi, I'm Randy," and this is me. I said, "Is this available?" Now on LetGo, it automatically, whenever you reach out to someone, it automatically says, "Hi, I'm Randy." So I believe on his end, he got, "Hi, I'm Aaron." If he reached out to me and said, "Hi, I'm Randy," then I would have said, "Hi, I'm Aaron," to kind of mirror that pleasantry, to match that. Because I don't want to get right into it. If he's making a little small talk, I want to mirror that a little bit. So I said, "Is this available?" So he said, "Hi, I'm Randy," even though he didn't type that, it automatically sends that. I believe he sees that on my end too. So he saw, "Hi, I'm Aaron." And then I said, "Is this available?" He said, "Yes." "Awesome. Which company is it with?" Again, the word awesome. It's positive, it's upbeat, but then we're going to get right into it. Which company is it with, right? I'm kind of just going through the script. AT&T, but it's unlocked. So any, LOL. And then I noticed how he spaced it out. So because he spaced out this a little bit, I'm going to space it out. Instead of sending a big chunk that's kind of hard to read, I'm going to space my wording out a little bit because I like to mirror how they communicate. AT&T, but it's unlocked, so any. I said, "Okay, cool. You unlocked it with AT&T's website, and it's paid off?" I wanted him to say no, so it almost justified a lowball offer. But he goes, "Yeah and yeah." So I think I appraised it as I didn't appraise it as unlocked, but I appraised it as like AT&T clean eye. He goes, "Yeah and yeah." I said, "Okay, cool. Where you wanting to meet up? I'm kind of in a hurry." I said, "Can you do 180 if I meet you now?" Now this is important, right? I got the details, right? I got the condition. I got the carrier, right? I got the three things, right? The company, the condition, and the carrier. Or it either said on his thing. I think I clicked it and it said it's in good condition. I'm not 100% sure, but I got the three things. It's hard for me to remember, guys, as I'm making this video. But I would have gotten the condition because it was like cracked or messed up, and that would have been the thing. But see, he wanted 275. You see this right here? So I said, "Can you do 180 if I meet you now?" Now, why is this important, guys? Because I'm reaching out to him, so I'm asking him if he can do this, if he would lower the price. If he's reaching out to me and it's one of my ads, then we would say, "Awesome, I can give you 180 for it." Because it's a different positioning. It's a different feel. I'm reaching out to him, so I'm going to say, "Can you do 180? I'm asking him if he's willing to do it, right? You guys see that? You see the difference? There's a difference, and it's important to understand this so you understand the language of text messaging. So I said, "Can you do 180? And notice what else we did. "If I met you now." Why is this important? Whenever I'm messaging someone that has an ad up and trying to do it, whenever I make my offer, I always say, "If I meet you now," or "if I drove to you," or "if I met you today," because these are using the power phrases from the script, right? He could be, if you talk to people that sell phones on there, they tell you all the time. Sometimes they get someone that buys it right away. Sometimes they've been selling it for they've had it on there for a week, and they were supposed to meet with someone, and they met there, and the person didn't show, and they're just fucking sick and tired of it. They just want to get rid of it. So I say, "Can you do 180 if I meet you now?" This is playing into that whole, I'm going to meet you now, I'm going to bring cash. We live in a society where people want instant gratification, you'll get rid of it. So you will get a lot better response when you throw this in there than if I just said 180. Pretend you're in his situation, you're selling his phone, you're dealing with all the messages, you're kind of want to get rid of it. So I say, if I said, can you do 180? Versus, can you do 180 if I met you now? This little piece right here is real important, guys. These little details are real important. And the better you get at messaging, the more you go through this training, the more you just do it. Sometimes it, part of it's going through the training, part of it is just doing it and messaging lots of people. This is a different way of communicating. It's like you are learning a new language, and you will feel this. These things that I'm sharing with you, they might not even make sense to you, but if you do this and you just trust me and have faith, you'll literally be able to feel it. It's like a new language develops. It's the weirdest thing, but it's really powerful. He says, I'll do 200. So look, he dropped $75 from what he wanted. Might have been because I was ready to meet him right now. You guys see that? I said no physical damage, right? He says, oh, so I guess I forgot to ask if it had physical damage. My bad, guys. Sometimes I get excited to make the offer. I think I looked at his picture and it didn't, but I always like to confirm it. So if I were to redo it, guys, in the perfect world, I would have said, all right, no physical damage, question mark. He says it all works perfectly fine. But side of the screen is pushed up a little. Okay, so look at this, guys. The side of the screen is pushed up. So it works perfect. So now it's like, now there's an issue. And I got to figure out, is it cracked? Does it have any other issues? What's going on? So I guess I forgot to ask that. So it's that's just my fault, right? It's my fault. I should have asked in the beginning. Sometimes I get excited. But the good news is if you do everything right, as you'll see, you can still close deals. There are going to be a couple little errors. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as most of what you're doing is right. If you're not good at messaging, then it's who is this? What's ETA? Thursday, May. Alright guys, I'm going to pause this video. I'll be right back. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to get on a call and close a couple deals real fast. Okay, so no physical damage, right? So now I'm confirming it. He says it all works perfectly fine, but the side of the screen is pushed up a little. So now I want to get some details. I need to figure out exactly what it is. So I asked him if he could text a pic of what he means, because it's kind of a weird issue. Cracked screen, I need to see, is it lifted up all the way? I could have asked it, but sometimes guys, if you ask them for a picture too, I don't always like to ask for a picture, but if they're really, see how he's pretty invested in the conversation? I know he'll send a picture, and then that makes him even more invested dealing with me, because he's spending lots of time with me. In the car dealership, a good car dealership, you walk in and they take your keys to appraise your car, and then you ain't seeing your car for like 4 hours, because they want to keep you in the dealership, because they know the more you stay in the dealership, the more likely you are to buy a car. And, to realize that paying retail price for the car is actually not that bad of a deal. So I asked if I can get a pic. And he says, what's my number? Send him my number. So he sends me a picture of the phone. And I try to get him for 180, but he's really tough and he doesn't go for 200. So we weren't able to come to terms. He wanted 200. I wanted 180. He wouldn't come down to 180. And I'm a little nervous. So I didn't pick up the phone because it was kind of a weird issue. It was a weird issue. I praise it as cracked screen. But sometimes those weird issues, they go for a little bit less. So I needed to be safe. So I wanted to get a little bit less than what I, it wasn't even about me trying to lowball. It was just like, hey, if I'm going to pay this money, I want to make sure I'm going to make at least $60, $70 on it. And I couldn't do that I'd be nervous if I could do that at 200. So we ended the conversation. Look, this was 22 hours ago. 20 minutes ago, he says 180. So he hits me back up and accepts my offer. Now, why did he do that? He did that because I'm fully invested in the conversation, and I stayed in the conversation, and I tried to work with him. If I just sent him a message and said, hey, could you take 180? And he would have said no. And I would have said, all right, if anything changes, let me know. And then another person comes along and they have the whole conversation like I did. He's going to remember this whole conversation, and it shows that I'm serious, right? After I asked a couple questions, I made an offer. I told him I'd meet him up. Everything about this conversation is I'm serious, so he remembers me over everyone else. Everyone else, guys, if you look at everyone else's, go post a phone and act like you're selling it, and people will just send like 180 question mark. They won't have a conversation with you. I'm having a full conversation with them, so he will come back to me over everyone else, usually. Not all the time, but I mean, again, if you do this with a handful of people, you'll see how it works. He says 180. I said, is it paid off? Yes. This was just a tie-down question, because sometimes you just need a tie-down question. It's just good to have a tie-down question. He said, yes. I said, ugh, one sec. I said, so guys, now I'm going to bullshit a little bit. Now let me show you why I'm going to bullshit. These phones in the condition they're going for, cracked screen, are going for $300. If this was a phone with a cracked screen, I would have bought it for $180 because I'm going to sell it for about $300, and I know I'm going to make, $70, $80, whatever. Because it has another issue, and it's got a weird issue, I always appraise it as a little bit less just to be safe. And I offer a little bit less because in case it sells for a little bit less, I'm still covered because I don't have anything to appraise it against. I don't want you guys thinking that I'm a big lowballer. I'm usually not. I usually offer fair prices. But I also need to make sure that, that I'm getting it for, that I'm going to be able to make money. So I'm going to try to get it for like $20, $30, $40 less just to be safe, just to cover my ass. I said, one sec. So I'm just making up some bullshit here, guys. I said, I called my technician. It's a big problem. Guys, it's all bullshit. But, sometimes it's okay to say that. He says there could be other issues to bend it back. You can't do 120? So I'm making the excuse. You have to make an excuse. If you notice in the script, guys, whenever we try to justify our price, we say, hey, it's a great phone. I buy and sell, and I need to make a little profit. The I buy and sell is the excuse why you're making the lower price. The excuse doesn't matter as long as you have an excuse. I didn't want to explain that I buy, it's just easier for me to say this, guys. Is this 100% true? That I have a technician? No, it's not. I don't have a technician. Is it true, though, that there could be other issues to bend it back? That is true. So I didn't, it's just easier for me to say this than for me to say, all right, I buy on eBay and I can't find anything to appraise it against, so I'm a little nervous about buying it. This is just more simple, more right to the point. Why is it always good to make an excuse? I'm making an excuse to justify my lower offer. Why is that? Well, that's because the excuse doesn't matter as long as you have an excuse. They did this experiment. It's real, you can go Google it, where there was this big line of people in line for the copy machine. And this person goes to the front person and says, hey, can I get in front of you to make a copy? 2 out of 10 people let him through. They did the same experiment, same situation, big line of people to make a copy. The guy goes to the front person and says, hey, can I get in front of you to make a copy? I'm late for school. If I don't do this, I'm going to flunk. My teacher's going to kill me. My parents spent all this money for me to go to college. Please, 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 I need to make a copy. 8 out of 10 people let him through. The third situation, same copy, line of people, same place. The person went to the front, and their excuse was, hey, can I get in front of you to make this copy because I really need to make a copy. 8 out of 10 people let him through. The same percentage let him through with the really good excuse as with the bullshit excuse. I really need to make a copy. Hey, can I get in front of you to make a copy because I really need to make a copy? Think about that, guys. That's not really a good excuse. But the same percentage of people let him in front of him as with the really good excuse because the excuse doesn't matter as long as you have an excuse. So my excuse is my technician said it's a problem and there could be other issues to bend it back. You can't do 120, okay? So I'm not saying I can only give you 120 because he's not reaching out to me because he didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him, so I'm asking him, you can't do 120? It's just the ceiling around it. It just needs to be hit with a heat gun and then pushed back. I just don't want to risk it. And I'll do 150, man. So look, guys, look at that. He went from 180 to 150. It's a hell of a deal. I said, but I'm afraid some water might have gotten in it from opening and caused it to be messed up later, though. So again, guys, this is an excuse. And my real fear, again, guys, is that I'm just worried. I'm worried that it's just not going to sell because I couldn't find anything to praise it against. So I praised it against a cracked screen, and I'm lowering it a little bit less. If it was just a cracked screen, guys, I would have taken the 180. Because the more you get people to come down in price, and the more you lowball, the better at negotiating you have to be, and the higher chance of you not getting the deal. The more money you pay, the higher chance of you getting the deal, but the less money you're going to make. The more you can stay in a conversation like this, you know, and get them down in price, the more money you make, but the more chance of you having saying, F you, man, get out of here, I'm going to go sell it somewhere else. So most of my conversations don't go like this, but I'm sure, guys, you'll run across a situation where this happens, and this is next level. I want to give you the advanced stuff, so this is like kind of the breakdown in a very advanced form, if that makes sense. And, you know, you may need it every now and then. But a lot of times, guys, I'm just kind of copying and pasting the script, and maybe I got to say, hey, it's a great phone, buy and sell, blah, blah, blah. A lot of my conversations are real right to the point. I do have conversations that take a couple days to close, though, so this is what this example's for. I just don't want you to think all my conversations look like this, because most don't. But I'm afraid some water damage might have gotten an opening, caused it messed up later, though. I can guarantee you that there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm willing to accept this 150, but if I just say, all right, deal 150, he might want a little bit more. Have you ever been negotiating with a lead, and they're like, hey, how about we just do, you know, you're offering 150, and they want at 200, and they're like, how about we just do 180? And you're like, deal, and you accept it right away. And then they say, oh, you know what? So-and-so said they could give me more. I actually need 190. Because if they feel that if they see that you accept their offer really quickly, they're thinking, damn, this person accepted my offer fast. Let me try to squeeze a few more dollars out of him or her. So the way you prevent that is you don't jump on the deal right away. You either ask a tie-down question. One of my favorites is, and you said you can factory reset the phone, right? Question mark. All right, fine, I'll do 180. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the I'm going to do the David and I'm going to say, okay, 140, got a deal. So I come down a little bit more. And I just don't say, okay, 140, got a deal. I say, so I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it because I want to make it seem like he's fighting for the 140 and he's good with it, so he doesn't try to get more money out of me, like we just said. Where do you want to meet? Can you meet me at the Quick Trip on Page in Olivet? This is a soft phrase. I didn't say, meet me at the Quick Trip on Page in Olivet. Because if he can't, there's more tension in the conversation for him to, than if I say it like this. Feel the difference. Feel the difference. Listen to me right now. Meet me at the Quick Trip on Page in Olivet. Verse, can you meet me at the Quick Trip on Page in Olivet? If he can't, it's easier for him to say, no, that doesn't work for the second one. The first one's too demanding and too in control. It's called a soft phrase. Can you? Does that work? So I say, can you meet me there? I give him the address. Does that work? Again, this is a soft phrase. Because if that doesn't work, I don't want there to be any tension. I want it to be easy for him to say, no, that doesn't work. So listen, he says, I was thinking like meet on Riverfront near downtown. I'm coming from Fairview Heights. So he suggests another place, and it's easy for him to do it because I say, does that work? These are soft phrases. And, of course, we talked about this in other videos in Next Level, but we kind of just went over it. He was thinking about that. I said, there's a McDonald's downtown St. Louis. Can we meet there? And as soon as I sent the address, he said, right off Tucker. This is off Tucker, right? So he sent the address, and then as soon as he sent that, I was typing in it's by the City Museum. So the combo might have looked like it got kind of messed up, right? But it was just because we both kind of sent the same thing at the same time. I said, there's a McDonald's downtown St. Louis. Can we meet there? And he knew it was that one because it's Tucker. I said, it's by the City Museum. He goes, yeah, that's fine. I have to. He says, sorry, it's been sold. Now, the sorry it's been sold is because he just sold it to me. When it marks sorry it's been sold, though, I got a message confirmation. But I ignore that because, he sold it to me. He goes, yeah, that's fine. I have to stop by GameStop right by my house. Can you give me like 30 minutes to an hour? Right? So, of course I can do that, guys. I said, perfect. Didn't mean to put the sold. Right? He didn't know I was going to say, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Perfect. All right, well, could I possibly have a real number to reach you on? I said, yes. I gave him my number, right? He says, I'm walking out the door in about 5 minutes, going to head and text you. He gave me his number. He said, sorry, I don't know what the hell that is. I guess a double, I don't know what that is. I guess it messaged me again. I said, okay, cool. Just let me know when you're on your way, and I'll meet you there. So I'm kind of locking it down now. I'm showing him I'm serious. I didn't say, all right, see you then. I say, let me know when you're heading that way, and then I'm to head that way too, right? So I'm fully committed. You guys see how I'm fully committed? There's no hesitancy. See, some people flake on you because you're not giving them confidence that you're going to show up. The way that I'm messaging here, I'm showing him I'm fully committed. I'm going to show up. There's no hesitation, so he's comfortable meeting me. Now, do I get people that flake? Of course I get people that flake, but the way you reduce that is by being really confident with it, with your messages, and saying, hey, I'm going to meet you there. Just text me when you leave, and then I'll head that way. Because if he takes another half an hour or so, I don't want to leave. I'm not going to leave till he lets me know he's on his way. And then he's going to say, I'm on my way. And I'm going to say, great, I'm heading there now. I'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm in a silver Toyota Corolla. I'm wearing a gray shirt with basketball shorts and flip-flops. I got one white hair on the side of my head. I wouldn't say that, but I'll say all the other stuff to let him know that I'm really serious because I'm sharing that information. And then I said also, now listen guys, when I do the normal bill of sale, they know that I'm buying phones because they're reaching out to me. If I'm doing an ad and they respond to it, they know that I buy phones. This guy doesn't know I buy phones for a living, so I have to word the bill of sale differently. I say, also I buy phones for a living and always create a bill of sale, so will you have your driver's license on you? Right? It's important that I put, I buy phones for a living. If I just say, I always create a bill of sale, so will you have your driver's license on you, that sounds weird. Why do I need his driver's license? It sounds weird. I could lose the deal there. But this is the excuse why I'm asking for that. I buy phones for a living. Oh, okay, this guy buys phones for a living. And again, guys, the bill of sale is just like we talked about before. It's right to the point. I don't explain what it is or that I'm making sure he's not selling me stolen stuff. It's just right to the point. I always create a bill of sale, so will you have your driver's license on you? And I ask it kind of directly. I want him to say yes to that, right? He says, all right, bud, and I actually don't have my license. My buddy driving me has it, though. I said, yeah, that works. Just have him bring it. Thumbs up. I said, I'm about 20 minutes away, so just text me when you're on your way and I'll head to the McDonald's. Alrighty. And that's that. Okay? So I always, after I get the confirmation of the bill of sale, I send this message. Again, it reconfirms it, right? It's always good. I always want to leave the conversation, the last piece of, I'm waiting for you. I'm a few minutes away, however it is, text me when you're on your way and I will head that way now. That way there's always solid communication. Because again, guys, I don't want to show up in an hour and he's not there and then I say, hey, where are you at? And then he's like, oh, sorry, man, I got caught up in some stuff. You let me know when you're on your way and I'm to head that way too. Or if we're meeting there in a half an hour, or sometimes it's, all right, I'll text you in 20 minutes when I'm heading that way, just to confirm, right? So either way is fine. I will just always send a text or get a message from him. I will get some sort of confirmation when they're heading that way before I leave. That way I don't show up and they're not there. I always get a confirmation by them texting me when, sometimes they're doing stuff and I say, all right, just let me know when you're done, because then it usually takes more time. Sometimes it takes an extra few minutes for them, or sometimes they're ready sooner, so it puts the ball in their court. Or if we have a appointment to meet at 7, I say, all right, I'll message you when I'm heading that way. Either way, it's important that they message you or you message them, and then the other person confirms, so you guys are both on the same page that you're heading that way and that you don't have to worry about anyone flaking. So hopefully this helped you guys out. You got value from this. If you guys tried this out and you go message people and make offers, if you close any deals like it, let me know. I mean, guys, I was making $11 an hour at T-Mobile. So for me to spend some time doing this, right, when I'm at the restaurant getting food or just hanging out, instead of opening up Facebook and scrolling through Facebook's newsfeed, now I just open up Let Go and Offer Up a Marketplace, and I just scroll through and see if there's any phones, right? It's just kind of like when I'm bullshit not doing anything. I'm like, all right, let me see if I can go make a quick $80, $60, $70. So hopefully this helped you out, guys. You got some value from this. You got some ideas. And I will see you guys on, one of the other videos.